what is up, you guys? Hope y'all been partying like every day's your birthday, man. Y'all might want to, real quick before we start, go take a dip in your pool, because after this, you might be so scared you might not even hit the jewel. You know what I'm saying? I mean, y'all should never hit the jewel anyway. Do not smoke. You know what I'm saying? Do not vape. I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. But hey, man, but Frodo, go take a dip in your pool in the ocean. You might never want to swim again after this, because we got 15 creatures that are scarier than the Megalodon in the Mariana Trench. If y'all ain't learned about that in school, your teachers were bad teachers, man. I learned about the Mariana Trench, and I had to do a project on it or two. So without further ado, let's get right to it, man. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. And, yeah.
Mariana Trench creatures that are scarier than Megalodon.
What the heck?
Number 15, Plyosaurus. Living in the ocean depths between 150 and
that better not be there.
Million years ago, the Plyosaurus was the first type of pliosaur to ever be discovered and named, and it showed us quite how dangerous the prehistoric waters truly were.
Yeah, bro. Hell no, bro. I would have never went swimming ever when there was dinosaurs.
Has slight variations to one another. But there was one commonality between them all. They were huge and terrifying. Thought to have grown to a length of around 50 feet, their skulls alone were longer than 6 feet, most of which was made up of a giant mouth that was lined with sharp 12-inch long triangular teeth.
Is the size of me.
This would have been perfect for hunting the large fish, squid, and reptiles of the time, but was also instrumental in their ability to defend themselves against other ocean predators. To put this into perspective, had a human been swimming near a pliosaur, it would undoubtedly have been able to bite and swallow them in one gulp, with a similar attack method as alligators use underwater today. This is one monster we're fortunate doesn't still roam the oceans, as far as we know.
Because I would not be swimming.
If they did, the waters wouldn't be safe for anyone. Number 14, the Fangtooth. The Fangtooth is a
that's the thing from Finding Nemo,
whose Latin name, Anoplogastridae, literally translates to mean unarmed stomach. They are one of the deepest known living species of
what
fish,
does that even mean?
Having been found below 16,000 feet trenches around the world, and have some unusual adaptations to allow them to thrive in these conditions. The 6-inch long fish has the largest teeth of any marine animal, relative to their size, and their fangs are so big
gosh, it looks like the Dracula fish!
Relative to body size, these are the largest teeth in the ocean.
They even have grooves on the side of their heads to allow the lower teeth to sit in position while not being used and to prevent them from damaging themselves. But when they're on the hunt, these prove to be viciously effective weapons. With tiny eyes and no light available to see their prey, they rely on their other senses to
thought they had a light.
when a meal is
Don't they have the little thingy-mabobber that hangs down?
The water, waiting for the opportune moment, and then snap their jaws, impaling small fish and invertebrates on their fangs. Amazingly, this is the only species of deep-sea fish that has been able to be brought to the surface and be kept in aquaria.
Wait, what?
Despite the conditions
That's in an aquarium?
To what they're used to.
What aquarium is that at? I need to go watch that.
How adaptable the Fangtooth
Let me know, y'all.
is.
I need to go see that.
Number 13, the Dumbo octopus.
A unicorn
fish? There are hundreds of different species of octopus across the globe, but the one that lives in the deepest depths is affectionately known as the Dumbo octopus. They're just as highly intelligent as any other, but they get their name because of their unusually positioned fins, which almost appear to be giant ears, like the elephant from the Disney movie. They even use them in a similar way to the famous pachyderm. They have been found at least 13,100 feet beneath the ocean's surface, and are thought to be able to survive much lower down, where they flap their fins to propel themselves through the water, feeding on any small creatures that they come across.
Ooh, that's a Dumbo. Look at those ears.
I think it looks
because
creepy,
they live in such an inhospitable environment, Dumbo octopuses don't have many natural predators, and, therefore, don't have protective ink sacs like other species do. They're very rarely seen or caught in nets.
You know what I'm saying? No one likes ink in their
face. And
face.
size aren't fully known, but one specimen was found to be almost 6 feet long, meaning it could easily wrap itself around a human if it came face to face with one. Number 12, the barrel eye fish.
That's not scary
Often
looking.
commonly known as spookfish.
What the heck, bro? What is that? Bro, it looks like the it looks like a submarine fish, bro. Like two commander seats in your head, boy. What is going on, y'all? What kind of fish is this?
Some of the most unusual animals in the ocean. They live at depths of at least 8,000 feet and have developed an ingenious way of detecting prey and predators.
Macropinna sits quietly in the water, using its big fins for stability.
Their heads are covered in transparent skin, so you can see their brains and eyes in a level of detail not possible with any other species. The reason for this is quite remarkable, because they're actually able to change the orientation of their eyes and move them from looking forwards to looking directly up. This offers them a significant benefit. Not only can they see what's ahead when searching for food, but they're also able to make out the shadows of prey or possible predators that are swimming above them. They have exceptional eyesight for fish with large lenses.
Well, I'd hope so, bro. That thing is cool, bro. I want that in the tank. If I could have that as my pet fish, we'd be awesome.
These fish are often found with bioluminescent bacteria in some of their organs that mean they emit flashes of light as they're swimming. It's not entirely clear what purpose this serves, but it has been suggested it's a way for them to meet a mate in the sparsely habituated depths when they might go for days or weeks without seeing another living organism. Number 11.
What's that place that lives under the city? They got Yo, what is the lost city of Atlantis? That's what I'm talking about. They got an Atlantis underwater? Oh, this is also the thing from Nemo we were talking about.
Anglerfish. Sea devil anglerfish are a small but frightening looking species that live across the Atlantic, Indian, and Pacific Oceans at depths of at least 10,000 feet. As with all anglerfish, the females are significantly larger than the males. Because of their unique mating habits, the sea devils will typically grow to around 7 or 8 inches long.
In the darkness of deep water,
I thought that boy was about to say feet.
They are inky black in color, which helps them blend into the low-light environment, and have a large mouth full of razor-sharp teeth. Again, as with other species, their dorsal spine has adapted to hang out in front of them like a fishing rod, and a structure called an esca dangles on the end that's full of bioluminescent bacteria. Fish are attracted by this glowing light, thinking it might be a small creature they can eat. But by the time they realize they've been tricked, it's too late.
Dang, that boy be finessing his fish!
Have to spend too much effort swimming large distances in search of food, because the use of their lure means that food simply comes to them. It doesn't matter what they attract either.
Don't work hard, eat hard. You know what I'm saying?
Stomachs that they are able to consume prey that's much larger than themselves.
Dang!
Number 10, the Goblin Shark. Of the more than 440 species of shark that are known to exist, the Goblin Shark is one of the rarest and strangest that you'll ever see.
What is that? Y'all see that boy's mouth?
Of the ocean around the world, usually within trenches.
That boy should be called the Goblin Shark. Oh my gosh, he be
due to their unusual body shapes, aren't exactly the best swimmers. Growing to up to 20 feet long, they have flat snouts that look like the blade of a dagger, extending from the top of their head, and have maneuverable jaws.
Pores in this snout, and behind each of those pores is a little ampule, it's called.
Which means their long, barrel,
what in the Friday the 13th looking
thing
is that?
Far forward as the tip of their snout. When they're hunting, they have long, slender bodies, which are covered in surprisingly flabby skin, and have relatively small fins that mean it's unlikely they're able to swim fast enough to catch up with their main food source of fish
so
and
it just sucks all the water
Instead,
in.
They are believed to be ambush predators, hiding in the shadows and waiting for a meal to swim past. When the opportunity presents itself, they thrust forward with a short burst of speed and snap with their jaws to incapacitate their prey.
That is the weirdest
Number 9,
thing, y'all.
The Deep Sea Hatchet Fish. The Deep Sea Hatchet Fish is a species that is found across the Pacific, Atlantic, and Indian Oceans. But the chances of you ever seeing one are remote because they live far below where lights are able to penetrate. When fully grown,
bro, I bet there's some dangerously scary stuff down there
because of their peculiar body shapes that look like the structure of a hatchet. To survive in the
What
deep environment,
the
they've developed a
heck?
clever system of bioluminescent cells across their entire bodies, which can be used to camouflage in the water column to evade predators. In a process known as counter-illumination, they're able to recreate the
Might be
light
the weirdest
intensity
fish
from
I've ever
above
seen.
on the lower parts of their bodies.
I didn't even think this stuff is
There's
real.
tiny rows of light-producing cells called photophores.
So any predator that's beneath them and looking up won't be able to detect any shadows. There
Oh,
are
that's
at
fine.
least 40 different known species of hatchet fish, many of which have shiny, silvery scales, slim bodies, and blade-like dorsal fins that help them to swim through the water at much greater speeds
That's awesome.
than other similarly sized fish, all of kinds to give them an advantage over their peers. In a world where if you can hide and evade predators quicker than something else, then your chances of survival are far greater. Number 8, the zombie worm. The rather
Zombie
ominously
worm?
named
There's
zombie
zombies
worm
now?
is a term given to more than 26
Better
deep-sea
watch
worm
out.
species
Better not bring that
are
up
a
to the
vital
surface.
part of the marine ecosystem,
Not many worms grow complex root systems like a tree.
if not majorly creepy at the same time. The first were discovered quite recently in 2002, when they were
Wait,
found
what?
to be devouring the bones from the carcasses of a gray whale at a depth of almost 10,000 feet, and since then they've been seen on most corpses that have come to rest at similar depths. Strangely, they don't have mouths or stomachs, and instead release acids from their skin that dissolve the fats within bones, and then absorb the nutrients that they need. To
What
fully
the
access
hell?
everything that's available, they actually drill into the bones with specialized roots, and release plumes of feather-like structures into the water that are used to filter oxygen for them to breathe. If all
Damn,
of this
those
isn't
things are
strange enough,
kinda
it's only
badass.
the females that exhibit this behavior. That's because the
Now, do I think that's scarier than a Megalodon? Probably not. Probably not. The bacteria is not that scary to me as the Megalodon.
males are microscopic and actually permanently live inside the body of the female. A recent sample found 111 males inside a single female worm.
Dang, she
which
belonged to the
certainly aids to
streets!
reduce the
Oh
amount of
my
time
God!
that
Oh, under
spent
the 30.
looking for a mate. Number
My God.
7. The Deep Sea Dragonfish. There's no doubt that the Deep Sea Dragonfish is one of the most frightening animals that live in the depths of the ocean, and despite only growing to up to 12 inches long, you most definitely wouldn't want to encounter one of
I'd
these
not wanna
ferocious
even
predators
encounter
in
that at
their
all.
natural environment. They have huge jaws that are filled with rows of some of the sharpest teeth of any animal. Living in the deepest depths,
That's
they have to be able
a
to take
real
advantage
thing?
of any food source they find, even if it's much larger than them. So they are able to open their jaws to an angle of more than 100 degrees, which means they can consume other fish that are up to 50% larger than their own body. In a similar
Holy
way
crap,
to other
bruh.
fish that live in the cold,
That thing
dark
looks
depths,
like
they have
evil.
a barbell that hangs from their chins
Hell no,
and
no,
contains
sir.
bioluminescent bacteria. This attracts unsuspecting fish who think
Not
they've
messing with
spotted
that.
a potential meal for themselves, and once they get close enough, the dragonfish will snap with its vicious teeth. They also have light-producing cells along their bodies,
That's unexpected. And it's interesting. Ooh.
which are used to further
Bro,
disorient
that thing
other
looks
fish,
creepy,
and
y'all.
are also believed to be used for communicating with others of their species, and to produce colorful displays to attract the mate. Number 6, Frilled Shark. Often referred
Grilled
to
shark.
as living fossils because the species hasn't changed.
Damn, y'all, this is a long one, man. Make sure y'all go get a snack. You know what I'm saying? I got hungry just watching this thing. Hold on. Go grab you a snack, though.
For millions of years, frilled sharks are found between depths of 300 and 6,000 feet throughout the Pacific and Atlantic Oceans. Typically growing to up to 7 feet long, they get their name because of the 6 frilly gill slits that begin at the top of their throats. This species is very rarely seen, and so little is actually known about their behavior or range.
It has rows upon rows of trident-shaped teeth and fringe-like gills.
They are thought to hunt and swim in a similar way to how snakes traverse through the water, slithering
So-
side to side to propel themselves forward, and then
Yo, it's
lunging
crazy to
towards
think all
prey
the animals
before
that we haven't
swallowing it
discovered
whole.
yet that
They
are
have
down there.
flexible jaws that can open surprisingly wide, and their mouths and throats are lined with countless rows of small teeth. that are angled inwards and mean that once
Looks
something
like it
has
glows
entered
in
the
the
mouth,
dark,
it
its
has
gills.
very little
What
chance
the
of
heck?
escaping. Due to their strange eel-like appearance, it's thought that frilled sharks could have been the inspiration behind ancient mariner tales of sea serpents. As they spend most of their lives at depth, they are occasionally seen closer to the surface, particularly at night, in search of food.
Hell
Number
no, if I ever
5,
see that.
Lyoploradon. The oceans of the late Jurassic period, around
We'll never go
160
swimming, y'all.
million years ago, were a far more dangerous place than they are today. And one of the biggest monsters of them all was the Lyoploradon. Growing to an estimated 21 feet long, their name means smooth-sided tooth because of their rounded sides. This doesn't mean they lack a ferocious bite, however, because these teeth were
21
3
feet.
or 4 inches long, and, combined with a powerful jaw, could have easily torn through flesh or shells. They have
Holy
4 large
moly,
limbs
bro.
that they use to paddle themselves through the water, and while this wouldn't have been able to sustain high speeds for long periods of time, the Lyoploradon could easily
Bro.
accelerate for short bursts.
Can you
which
imagine
would
if
have
you
been
just
more
chilling
than
in the
enough to
water and
capture
that thing comes
virtually
at
any
you?
prey that swam into its path.
Exactly. Like, what the hell?
It's thought that they would have laid in wait and had huge nostril that enabled them to smell for approaching scents and gave them plenty of warning to prepare to launch an assault on a target
Bro,
at the
no
perfect moment.
sir, y'all.
Number 4.
No sir.
Giant spider crab. The deeper a species lives, the larger it's able to grow, thanks to a phenomenon called Deep Sea Gigantism. This results
What?
in some unbelievable freaks of nature, such as the Japanese spider crab. They live at depths of several thousand feet, and have the largest leg span of any arthropod. Incredibly, specimens can measure
They'd
as
be
much
good to
as
eat.
13 feet from claw to claw.
13 feet!
About 20 kilograms.
With a
Wait a
body
minute.
that's 19 inches across, they tend to live around vents on
I need
and
some of those
eat the
crab legs,
plant
man.
life that
13
thrives
feet. Them
on
things would be
nutrients,
good.
as well as small animals that arrive in search of food. They have spikes all along their legs, as an added layer of defense on top of their heavily armored shells. And while they normally have 8 legs, it's not uncommon to find ones with fewer, after having lost them to predators or human activity.
Yes,
Living
sir.
to up to 100 years, they frequently molt and form a new shell as their body grows.
That's dope,
And
y'all,
during
though.
this
I didn't know crabs
process,
could even
they
be
can
that
replace
big.
virtually any body part that has gone missing. This species is a highly sought-after
Dang,
delicacy
so they
in
like
Japan,
lizards.
but fishing them comes with its risks. As they are twice the size of a person and have extremely powerful claws, fishermen often report injuries that can range from scratches and
Bro, what? Yo, these can go to double the size of you? Why would you want to eat that?
deep cuts to severed fingers. Number 3. Six-gill shark.
I'm not messing with
The
that.
blunt-nosed six-gill shark is a relatively abundant species that can be found in the depths of all the oceans on Earth, and are recognizable because they have 6 gills instead of the usual 5.
That's cool.
Usually growing to around 13 or 14 feet long, but with some claimed to have been 18 or even 26 feet long, they are one of the largest species of fish that feeds on prey that isn't plankton, and exist on a diet made
I
up
still am
mainly
more
of
scared of a
fish,
megalodon
rays,
than that,
and
my boy.
squid. They are very similar
I ain't
to
messing with
fossils
Megs.
that have been found from many millions of years ago,
Six skill. Swear to God, come forward. Come forward.
which would suggest that they are very effective at surviving where many other creatures struggle. They aren't particularly fast in the water.
Yeah, they
but
don't
are
look
able
too
to generate
speedy.
quick
They don't look
bursts of
scary,
speed
y'all.
when they're hunting to catch up with and overwhelm their prey with their sharp teeth. They
don't
are
even see
generally
their teeth.
regarded as being harmless to humans because of their docile nature.
So why
But
is that
if
more
you were
scary
to
than a
ever
Meg?
provoke one, they wouldn't think twice
Well, I
about
probably
striking
wouldn't
back.
go poking
Number
the
2,
shark.
Helicoprion. The
That boy got a
Helicoprion was one of
chainsaw
the
in
most
his mouth.
bizarre-looking species of shark that ever lived, and roamed the ocean depths around 290 million years ago.
Now that would
Instead
be
of having
scary.
rows of teeth in their mouths, they had what is known as a tooth whorl, which would have grown to be at least 18 inches in diameter. The shark itself was more than 33 feet long, with some evidence suggesting they may have been much larger
Holy
than that,
crap,
meaning
y'all.
they would notably been the apex predators wherever they went.
Yeah, bro, they can literally just chop whatever in half.
Quite how they used the whorl for hunting and eating isn't exactly clear though, because there's nothing quite like it nowadays to compare against. It's theorized that they had no teeth on their upper jaw, and that they would crush their prey between the whorl and the top of their mouth, or perhaps use it in a sawing motion to tear away at flesh and scales. We should be thankful that these creatures aren't
Yeah, I'm
around
not even
anymore,
trying to
because if
figure
they
it
were,
out.
The ocean wouldn't be a very safe place to be at all. Number 1, Mosasaurus.
Hell no.
Living between 82 and 66 million years ago, the Mosasaurus was one of the most vicious and dangerous ocean predators to ever have been in the oceans.
I would
They
never
grew to
go
at least
swimming,
52
y'all. What?
feet
It's
long,
like an
but with
alligator
such tremendous bulk and muscle,
and a
they
shark.
could potentially have weighed as much as a blue whale. Surprisingly, the closest living relatives to the Mosasaurus are snakes, and this can probably tell us a lot about how they hunted. Dwarfing virtually anything else that was alive at the time, Mosasaurus was at the top of the food chain, and would have seen everything as potential prey, probably even simply swallowing it whole. For larger
I would
victims
not
that
be
put up
going
more
in
of a
that.
fight, however, it was equipped with rows of teeth that were the same size and sharpness as a dagger, which would have made light work of even the toughest of protective shells. They are generally regarded as one of the most deadly things to have ever swum the ocean.
Bro, would y'all go swimming if
Even
that was in
though
the
not
water?
as
Be
large
honest.
as a fully grown megalodon, would
You say yes,
certainly
you
have
just
put
lied
up
to
a
yourself
good
and
fight
me.
against one if they had been
So,
alive
answer
at
again.
the same time. Which of these
But let me
do
know what y'all thought about that one. Damn, that was a long one. I thought it said 15 minutes. That bitch said 20. Oh my god. I hope you guys like that one though, man. Make sure y'all like and subscribe. I'm about to go take a nap, man. Go grab some food. I'm hungry. Y'all be easy though. Y'all have a great day and deuces.